Hello, hello, and welcome to Morning Mindset. My name is Michelle Dale. We are here on this wonderful Tuesday morning. Hi, Nikki, welcome. And yesterday was an amazing day. It was my middle daughter's 10th birthday, so we had a massive pool party here at the house. Any mums who decide to do parties at home, don't. Just there is a lot of cleaning up to do. Good morning, Nikki. Which I've now sort of partly done. I'm still working my way through it. But it was fantastic and so much gratitude. You know, we talk about our morning mindset and we talk about our accountability and things like that. It's so much gratitude. My daughter, she completely wasn't expecting it, but we got her a little pet yesterday. And I swear I said no more pets because we've got birds and cats and a dog and things like that. But anyway, we got her a tortoise. And when she saw this tortoise, which she was completely unexpecting, she screamed and she was crying and she was so happy. We were like, "Are you okay, Layla?" And she was so happy. So for me, yesterday was hard work, but it was so full of gratitude to see my little girl doing so well. So on this subject of family, on the subject of love for family, we're talking today about scripting your ideal relationship. Now, when I talk about relationship, I don't necessarily mean a spouse or a partner, although if you do have issues or problems with your spouse or partner, this is definitely something that you can use with them. And other family members, you know, maybe you need to heal a relationship with someone, maybe you need to heal a relationship with a parent or a child or an aunt or an uncle or a cousin. It pretty much works for any kind of relationship. And again, it doesn't just have to be family. You know, we're talking about clients here. Oftentimes I think hi Anna, welcome. Oftentimes I think we go into this mode of having expectations of other people, and then we go down this rabbit hole of we have these expectations of other people, and then when we keep seeing the same patterns of behavior, we're saying, well, we can't change other people and that's just how they are. And to a certain extent that's okay and that's right, but to another extent you're still making the assumptions. So when you can make healthier assumptions about a relationship, then you won't necessarily change the other person, but the actions and reactions and how the relationship starts to pan out begins to change. And I've done this many times. I've actually done this a few times with clients. You know, when I've had a client who I would say probably has not been treating me the way I want to be treated, or has been rude to me, or has too many expectations of me. I know when I start to say to myself, oh, this client's doing this and how could they do that, and then I'm realizing, oh my god, like I'm creating this, you know, because of maybe how they treated me once or twice, a couple of times, and then suddenly I've created the assumption that they're going to keep doing it because that's just who they are and I can't change other people. But there was one time, I remember really distinctly, I did this one time with I've been doing sort of journaling and things, and I would definitely say it was more a journaling thing than an active, you know, scripting activity. But I remember writing down about how I really didn't like how this person was treating me. So, like, I'm expecting now that they're either going to change and start treating me differently, or they will simply move on. And within a few days, or it could have been about up to a week, I had a message from this client basically apologizing for how they've been treating me, and they do really value my work, and they do really value, and you know, like, they've been a bit stressed out right now, and you know, hopefully we can continue going on, and you know, and it was really weird because I'd never had anything like that. And that's what I'm talking about. And I truly believe that was down to me shifting my assumptions of how the relationship was going to go. Later down the line, I was making very good money with a client, but, you know, I took the decision that I wanted to end that relationship, and I just wrote down that it will come to a natural end, and it did. And, you know, it's really interesting that the assumptions that we make about other people, and I think we do this a lot we do this a lot more with other people than with any other thing in our lives, because we're always of the mindset that it's other people, we have no control over it. But we have control over our assumptions. We have control over our own energy, and we have control over our thoughts and our feelings to a certain extent, to the point where we can make a decision to either say, well, no, I'm not going to predict anymore that this person, we're going to keep having arguments, or that person's going to keep doing this. And you can literally rewrite your own script. So again, just like we've talked about in the last couple of days, we've talked about how to do this in business. We've talked about how to do this for yourself, is your own self, how to change certain things about yourself that you may have always assumed are going to be that way. And when we think about doing this in relationship, the best thing I can suggest to you in this is, if you've got any relationships, first of all, you can do this in a general sense. And I do think it's good that we script in a general sense. Even if we don't have any issues or any problems in a certain area of our lives, we can script and affirm and assume always that we will have the best relationships that we can possibly have. We'll have the most considerate clients. We'll always have the best of friends who treat us well. We can affirm all these things just as general things for ourselves. We can affirm that we will always meet helpful and supportive people. We can affirm that we will always have fun with our friends and enjoyable moments with our friends, or we will have a good relationship with our kids. This transition actually I wish I'd been doing this scripting around the time that my teenagers were transitioning, because that was actually quite a difficult time. And I must admit, I did have a lot of assumptions about how they were going to act or react and things like that. And I realized that if I had just scripted that, I have such an understanding relationship with my teenagers, or I have such a loving relationship with them, and they can come and talk to me about anything, and they feel comfortable in my presence, and I do things that make them comfortable. That is all about you taking control over a relationship based on how you want that relationship to go. You can do it with a spouse. If you're always arguing with your spouse, you can affirm that you're so happy now that you and your spouse are always getting along well, or always agreeing on things, or having less arguments every day, whatever feels a little bit believable, like getting on more often than not. So we can keep going in that situation. And with the scripting, again, it's just making these affirmations that it's happening now. Like, I'm so grateful now that me and my partner are getting along every day, and we share special moments, and we're the best of friends. And you just kind of like script it how you want it to be. So that is relationship scripting. Like, really think about all the different relationships that you have in your life. Start to affirm or assume through scripting that they're all great, and you feel super happy within them, super comfortable, they're super supportive, easy to get along with, all that type of stuff, and then you will find that this is another area of your life which a lot of people say will drain their energy, drain all this stuff from them, because of how that person is treating them, and because of what they have to do for that person in order to kind of maintain the relationship. Always, hear about people sometimes, like when they're talking about their spouse or talking about their parents or something, like, I feel like I have to tiptoe around them all the time, and I can't be myself, and I have to think about what I say and things. Just script it out. Like, if you're one of those people, just say, like, I'm so happy now that I can say what I feel in front of this person, or I'm able to be honest with this person, and they're going to react well to me, or like, everything will just simply work out. And sometimes this is hard because we've had these relationships for such a long time, and sometimes it's very difficult to think that there is any possibility of any change within them. However, you've got to trust this process, and all you've got to do is keep affirming, because it's the affirming of the negativity that's kept it like this for so long. and you do have the ability to change your relationships. And if you can't change it, they will simply no longer be there anymore, because they no longer are in alignment with what it is that you want from a relationship with whoever that happens to be. So do this with your clients, do this with your loved ones, do this with your friends. Just constantly about how you have these great relationships. They're supportive, they're loving, they make you feel good, you know, like you feel so good when you're around this person. You only attract, you know, really positive, supportive people into your life. And then you can like stretch this out into clients as well. You know, you can do this on the business scripting, you can do this on the relationship scripting, but these are all areas of your life. Again, we've got another area tomorrow. It's the final area. You know, like I would say that these are the 4 key areas to script around. And yeah, so just really think about that. So you've got your business, you've got yourself, you've got your relationships. So really think about how you can script those out. And this is so easy. It's just writing your own story. It's writing your own story of your life. And if you truly care about how your life is going, if you truly care about, I really want to end these things and I really want to start these new things, and you can't devote, you know, like a little bit of time, even if you choose a notebook and you just choose to script out 1 page a day, or 1 page for each area of your life, it takes minutes to do. But the change and the impact when you commit to this and say, right, I'm taking control of my life now, my situation, and this is how I want things to go, as opposed to like letting it all happen to you, then it can really dramatically change things, and you've got to stick with it. You know, I've seen changes super fast when I do this, and I've also seen changes that are more subtle and I would say more of a long-term thing, but then again, that's probably down to my beliefs about the situation, but it's well worth doing. So tomorrow we'll come back here, we'll talk about how to rewrite your script for the final topic of your life tomorrow. But in the meantime, we're going to get down to doing our daily accountability. So really think about this, think about the people in your life, think about where there could be improvements in the relationship. You know, think about how you would really like that relationship to go, rather than focusing on how it really is, and rewrite it. Rewrite your script. Okay, so we are going to do daily accountability now. Journals at the ready, everyone. And I shall see you back here tomorrow for another morning mindset. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining me. Take care. Before we begin, don't forget you can join me live online inside virtual co-working space at www.virtualmissfriday.com/VCS. If you enjoy this session, give it a like. I'd love to hear from you, so write me a comment. And so you don't miss any updates, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So now we're going to look for the positive with our gratitude. First, we'll spend 1 minute thinking of the day before, thinking of all the things that happened, reflecting on work, interactions, relationships, memorable moments, and more. Now you'll write 1 thing down minimum that you're grateful for. You can, of course, write down more. Something good, something that went right, a small moment or a big win. The more you search for things to be grateful for, the more you will experience things to be grateful for. Now we're going to read out your goal. Make sure your goal is written down in a journal or somewhere you can easily access it. Read your goal now, ideally out loud, and commit to this goal. Believe it will happen. And by reading this daily, the universe knows clearly what your goal is, and the things begin to shift in the direction of your goal. Follow your instincts when this happens by taking action.
Now you need to see your goal in visualization. Spend this minute thinking about the goal in your mind. See yourself taking steps towards the goal, or even better still, see yourself having already achieved the goal. Close your eyes and go there. Step into the feeling, step into the place, step into the accomplishment. And finally, it's time for your most important task. Set this task for today and make it relating to your goal. This could be something small like sending an email, recording a video, or making a phone call, or it could be bigger. Either way, one task a day is one step forward, and those steps will add up. Do what you can from where you are now. Set the intention, and the action will carry you towards your goal. Well done you for completing your daily co-create session. Have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time.